So this is my next video, and our today's lecture is analysis of pre-stress and bending stress. That is our analysis of pre-stress and bending stress. So in the previous video I have told you about simple bending theory, and from that theory we get that formula, that is F by Y is equal to M by I is equal to E by R. We have obtained this formula in our previous video, and also I have given some theory and about simple bending. So the same we are going to use in the analysis of pre-stress and bending stress. So the same type of bending is going to happen like we have done in simple bending. So same simple bending theory is applicable here also in pre-stress bending when a load is when the beam is loaded. Okay, so same theory. So assumptions are also same because both the theories are same. So these assumptions are mainly basic assumptions in this analysis of pre-stress and bending stress. So our first assumption is like same simple bending, that is concrete is a homogeneous elastic material, homogeneous elastic material. Okay, and the second assumption is within the range of working stress, within the range of working stresses, both concrete and steel behave elastically. Both concrete and steel behave elastically means we are going, the Hooke's law is applicable here, and that is elastic, and its deformation is elastic deformation. Okay, and we are neglecting any amount of small creep. Okay, and our third assumption is a plane section before bending remains plane after bending. A plane section before bending is going to remain plane after bending. Okay, so these are our assumptions, and we are going to use these assumptions. This assumption is for bending. Only from this assumption we obtain that strain or stress is directly proportional to the distance from neutral axis, from only these assumptions. Okay, now we are going to, these are assumptions we have obtained, this we are going to use these assumptions and going to analyze the pre-stress. So if we are going to analyze pre-stress, okay, so I have told you that pre-stressing is a different type of method, okay, such that why pre-stress, such that to make, to utilize concrete compressive strength, because concrete is weak in tensile. So if we are going like this, we say this is our member or a beam. So in case of RCC or CC member, this is our neutral axis. In case of RCC member, if bending happens, then it is going to bend like this. If it is loaded, and it is going to bend like this. This is our neutral axis. Because the neutral axis is this distance, and since there is no net neutral axis, that axis where we are not getting any type of deformation, any type of elongation or deformation, we can say. So this is our neutral axis, this one. So this is the distance of neutral axis. So after bending, it has to bend like this, such that this distance is also the same, this curvature distance, okay, this curvature distance. So to compensate that, this point has to come closer. So this has come inside, then only this distance and this distance, this curvature distance or radial distance or this straight line distance will remain the same, okay. Now after bending, this bend like this, so there is no net force here in neutral axis, but above neutral axis it's compressed, you can see, and below neutral axis it has tensile elongation below neutral axis, okay. So there is no problem for compression, because concrete has strength for compressive force or compressive stress, but for tension the concrete has no strength. So in RCC we put RCC steel here, steel rods in the neutral axis zone, some cover here above the cover, okay. So the method of pre-stress is such that if we put some pre-stressing rod like this here in the neutral axis, we are going to concentric tendon, we say, because concentric tendon, because it is in the same line of neutral axis. So this tendon is pre-stressing method is like this. Tendon is first tensile force is given to this tendon F, and concreting is done, and then after it is released. So this whole tendon and concrete, this makes a bond, and the whole system will become such like that there will be net compressive force, because this was in tension, but after concreting it has made bond. So if we release this tension, then this tendon is going to take its original position, original state, neutral state. So it is going to compress, but in that way it is also going to compress the whole member or whole section or whole concrete, okay. So due to this, initial pre-stress is going to come in this whole member or whole section from top to bottom. There is going to stress that is we call pre-stress. So this pre-stress will be equal to F divided by A, okay. because F is our force, pre-stressing force, and A is cross-sectional area, and this is uniform pre-stress, uniform stress. So this is a pre-stress generated is F by A. Okay. So this will be a uniform pre-stress from top to bottom. So if we are going, and we can also say this is direct stress because it is in the same direction of it is perpendicular to the section, so this is direct stress. So this pre-stress is F by A, okay, for a concentric tendon. Now we call, if we have written this F, we can also write it as P. So then it will be called a pre-stressing force P, okay. And for sign convention we take P as positive for direct compression. For compression we say P as positive, okay. Now this is a neutral axis Na, and this is in the same neutral axis we put the tendon. But if the tendon is not here and it is below the neutral axis at any distance E, then we call this eccentricity. E is our eccentricity, okay, eccentricity. So if it is not concentric, then it is eccentric tendon. We call this as eccentric tendon. If the tendon is not here but below the neutral axis at any point, at any distance E, then we call it eccentric tendon. This one is eccentric tendon, and this one is concentric tendon, okay. So this is eccentric tendon, and if the same amount of pre-stressing force is here, then it will cause a moment to the section, and that moment we say is P into E. So this will be our moment generated due to eccentricity. So this is called moment. M is equal to P into E, okay. Now A is our cross sectional area, so this area is A, okay. And so you know moment of inertia or second moment of area. Moment of I is moment of inertia or second moment of area of section. I will make a separate video about how to calculate moment of second moment of area because it's important, okay. I is second moment of area. Z is we called as section modulus, and it is equal to I by Y, okay. I by Y, section modulus is I by Y, because we call this section modulus, and it is Y is the distance, any distance at any point, any distance from above or below the neutral axis. If it's below the neutral axis, we go below the neutral axis, and this we call as the bottom of the beam, and this is top of the beam. So at the bottom of the beam we denote it as ZB, and for top ZT, okay. The section modulus is called as ZT for top of the beam, and ZB for the bottom of the beam. So for a concentric tendon, there will be only a pre-stress equal to P by A. Only this pre-stress. Okay, no other bending stress or due to eccentric moment, no other stress, only initial pre-stress of is equal to P by A. Okay, for eccentric tendon, but for eccentric tendon, this is our beam and this is our neutral axis. If the tendon is at some distance E, this distance is E, eccentric. This is eccentric tendon. So this is our force P. Now we are going to analyze pre-stress in eccentric tendon. Okay. So the direct stress, there will be first pre-stress will be direct stress P by A, uniform in the whole section. Any point we go, we got this pre-stress. This point, any point in the section we go, we get this uniform pre-stress P by A. So if anybody say you to make a stress diagram, okay, of direct pre-stress, then it will be like this, a uniform one, then like this, P by A at any point, P by A at top, P by A at bottom, any point, it is P by A. Okay. Now due to eccentricity there is moment, M is equal to P into E. This is P, this is eccentricity E, so this moment is M is equal to P into E, and this due to this eccentricity, the beam is going to bend. The beam is going to bend just like we give a load here. In the same way, it is going to bend due to this moment. So this moment will cause a bending to this member. Okay. So then due to this moment there will be a bending stress. We call this as bending stress, and this bending stress is equal to M. We have to use this simple bending formula, F by Y is equal to M by I. F by Y is equal to M by I. So F is our stress, bending stress. So F is equal to M by I into Y. Okay. So this bending stress we have earlier in the previous video we have obtained this F by Y is equal to M by I. So thus bending stress F is equal to M by I into Y. Okay. Now this part I by Y we call as section modulus. So then I by Y is called as Z. Replace I by Y from Z. So then our bending stress F is equal to M by Z is equal to M is here P into E by Z. Okay. So for the top of beam, this bending stress Ft is equal to Pe by Zt, and for the bottom of the beam this bending stress Fb is equal to Pe by Zb. So I is second moment of area is same for any point for the whole section. So only thing which decide the value of section modulus is Y, distance from the neutral axis. So if the distance from neutral axis to top and bottom is same, okay, then these both value will be same, but only difference will be in this sign. Okay, that what type of bending stress is this, FT or FP? It is either compressive or tensile. So we have to say that this, for this eccentricity is below the neutral axis, then the beam is going to make a hogging shape. So then for this hogging shape, we know that for hogging, the top zone is tensile and bottom zone is compressive. So however, if anybody tells you to make a diagram, stress diagram for bending stress due to eccentricity, then it will be like this. For top we say PE by ZT. For neutral axis bending stress is 0, and for the bottom PE by ZT. Okay, and since the compression one is positive, sign convention, then tension one will be negative. Okay, so one stress is pre-stress, direct pre-stress P by A, which is uniform in the whole section. Second pre-stress is bending pre-stress or bending stress. We can also say bending pre-stress because it's pre-stress. It's not stress due to a load. It is stress we have initiated in the beam, or we deliberately want this stress. So this is pre-stress. So this is bending pre-stress. So this bending pre-stress is P by ZT for the top and P by ZB for the bottom, and sign is negative, here is positive. Then if we going to add this and this, then the net stress pre-stress diagram will be very different, and that diagram will be like this one is minus, this one is plus, and this one is whole plus. This is P by A, any point. This is P by ZT. This is P by ZB. Okay, so adding this to the net stress diagram will be like this. It will be like more like this. This one is neutral axis. The complete is positive because this has to be always greater than this one. Okay, if not, then there will be a negative stress or tensile stress, and there is no RCC or anything like that in this pre-stress system, then the beam is going to fail or the member is going to fail. So this has to be positive. So this whole is positive, but there will be a value change. For the top it will be like P by A minus PE by ZT. For the bottom it will be P by A plus PE by ZB. Okay, and this is our section. This section is like this. This is B, this is D depth, this is neutral axis, and so we have finally obtained this diagrammatic, and which we say value, then pre-stress at top is equal to P by A minus P by ZT. Pre-stress at bottom is equal to P by A plus P by ZT. Okay, so we are going to use this in solving numericals. So that's video for right now this video. Then our next video will be on pre-stress and bending stress due to load. That now we are going to apply also we are going also apply some load here, and there will be some extra bending stress, not only pre-stress bending stress, that there will be extra bending stress due to the load. So we obtain the same from this formula, this simple bending formula, F by y is equal to m by a. So I will show you in the next lecture, and also going to solve some questions. If anyone has any doubt, he can ask. Okay, so this is for today. If any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Okay, we are going to solve some questions in the next topic. You have got the idea? Okay, thank you.